No.
What? Kimmy, what?
Did you? I heard a rumor
What?
from a little birdie. A little birdie told me that this is a Kimmy
Not
takeover edition of the
again.
BCP.
No.
Did you hear? Did the little birdie not make his way through?
Twitter?
Twitter reported it, but I don't know if it's true because Insider Kimmy tends to only be right 65% of the time. But since no one's shutting me up, that means that I'm right. We are here. It is the Kimmy Takeover edition of the BCP. But before we get into our three wonderful, amazing guests, I mean, technically two amazing guests and Mike, but we'll just deal with it. We have to talk about our sponsor for the month because we are sponsored yet again by the amazing people at Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, who has a bunch of merchandise. So go head over there, and they're amazing because they keep sponsoring this show. Maybe it's because of the Kimmy Takeover episodes. I don't know, but here we are. Hi guys, I'm Kimmy. If you don't know me, I'm here. Yay! But let's talk about our guests. So first, we have our favorite mediator because we had to bring him in for Kimmy versus Mike. It's Wayne Keener. Hi, welcome back.
Thank you so much. I honestly, after my crown jewel bombing, I wasn't sure if I'd be welcome back. But, I get a chance to redeem myself, and it's always a pleasure talking to you, Kimmy, on your show. And every once in a while, Rob chimes in, and, we tolerate that. But no, I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and it should be fun. So thank you for having me, and let the games begin.
Of course. I mean, you are rocking that BCP button-up shirt that I also had the privilege of getting in Baltimore. So, I guess wrestling fashion winner, but Rob canceled that because people yelled at him for being biased towards a vicious human being. So I don't know much about that. Anyway, let's move on to my arch rival. He's here. He's not Mr. Perfect anymore. Okay, Rob, we're not talking about you. Get your freaking tie out of the shot. He's not Mr. Perfect anymore because he went 4-1 on the last show and I went 5-0. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Kimmy. It's a true honor for you to have me on your show. And yes, I did. I took a chance on LA Knight and it didn't quite work out last time, and that's okay. But as I always say, perfect is not a stat. It's a state of mind. And I reside in that state. I live in that state. My home address is in that state. So I will always be Mr. Perfect. And I'm going to be bringing another perfect predictions to this podcast. So it's great for you to have me here.
I mean, technically, I had some other people in mind. You were kind of like a backup. But you know what? If you
all I
you.
hear is that I'm Mr. Reliable. That's all I hear.
I guess so. You do you. And of course, Rob's here. We don't know why. We are repping, but by the way, we will talk about this. We are repping, me and Rob are repping our Global Wrestling family t-shirts. We got these. I mean, I got mine before Rob because I'm a little better than him, but thank you to the Global Wrestling family for giving us this free merch.
Yes.
I like free
shout
merch.
out Taboo, who was just on the show talking about Global Wrestling Family. It's about the fans, about giving back to the community. Thank you for the swag, Taboo. We always love catching up with you. Had to represent today. And guys, we're already got a bunch of people in the chat. John Perry, Bubba John, King Bubba in the chat, Tracy Keener in the chat. Wayne's got the fan club. We are ready to go. Kimmy, it's all yours.
Oh my God. What did I tell you? When Kimmy Takeover, ratings skyrocket. That's why there's so many people here. Hell yeah. So we are here. It's Elimination Chamber. We are on the last stop before WrestleMania. And we're going to talk. Ooh.
That was weird. Keep going.
That was definitely weird. Okay.
This is why I get to do tech and you get a host. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, because I already messed up on my tech today. If you know, you know. Don't watch that Ryder women's basketball in St. Peter's game on repeat on ESPN3. So we're going to talk about a little someone in Suplex City because that's a stop we have to go before we hit LA. And he is wrestling Bobby Lashley. This is the rubber match. Both men have won one match each. So now who is going to win that final matchup? Mike, I guess I'll go to you. Take it away.
So to me, this has really been trying to keep both Bobby and Brock as even as possible as far as one not necessarily looking too much better than the other. They've sort of exchanged getting the better of each other ever since they've both been back in WWE. For that reason, I'm going with Brock Lesnar on this just because Bobby Lashley got the better of Brock at Royal Rumble when he eliminated him in rather unceremonious fashion. For for that reason, it makes sense for me to have Brock get a victory back here. It might even be somewhat of a squash, not a total squash, but ultimately, I think no matter what happens here, it's leading to a final match at WrestleMania. Maybe something like a loser leaves town match, since Brock is always in and out so much anyway. It would make sense. But I think that this is Brock's chance to get a little bit of revenge here. And anytime you're heading into WrestleMania season, it's always a pretty safe bet to bet on Brock. So that's where I'm going with that.
That's pretty accurate, and I'm gonna agree with you. Sadly, I'm very upset about it. I think that Brock also is going to win. I mean, going into WrestleMania season, if you're picking against Brock Lesnar, you're a little bit of a dum-dum, because Brock Lesnar always wins on the road to WrestleMania. His WrestleMania record might not be all that, but on the road, he is definitely picking up those W's. Wayne, are you agreeing with me and Mike?
So, no, I am not. But I am also not taking Bobby Lashley. Here's the way I figure it. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and while Elimination Chamber is a great event, I feel like this is our rubber match, right? The rubber match with these two horses, these two absolute monsters, it has to be decided at WrestleMania, not here. So I have a no contest. I think it's going to be a great match. I think they're going to blow through the barricade. They're going to fight into the crowd, double count out, Adam Pearce, a bunch of indie guys, separate them, whatever. I do not think we have a definitive winner as we head into WrestleMania, where we then have the honest to goodness rubber match with some sort of a weird special WrestleMania stipulation, maybe like a Fight It-esque because of their MMA kind of brawling style. Also, what I can see, because there's been some murmurs in the background of Raw, like when you just kind of watch the vignettes, there also could be a potential Hurt Business reunion somewhere between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. So I figured double count out, double DQ, no contest, get it to Mania, then we go from there. We see what the story leads up to.
I like that. And, we do love our independent enhancement talent on this show. We are all about the enhancement talent. So if they get the time to shine in Montreal this weekend, that is a win for everybody. Okay, Rob, here's your time to shine.
Thank you. Kim is doing a great job hosting, by the way. I got to see this. I'm going back and forth and going last. I think Wayne hit it right on the head with the no contest, man. I hate picking that, man. I ain't going to copy and paste because that was very creative and good. I think the smart money is on Brock. All the chats throughout YouTube and Facebook right now saying Brock across the board. Guys, let us know why. You know what? Welcome in Daniel Parker King Promotions, man. Thanks for everything, brother. Real quick, got to say, Brock is a smart money, but this is the Bob Culture Podcast, so we are going with Bobby Lashley, more so because of the reasons that Wayne had said. I think Lashley's a little bit more clever in this feud leading up to it. He's playing a little bit of the mind games. He's getting creative with that. The smart money's on Brock here. I'm going to get creative. I'm going to see maybe a little Hurt Business interference. Now's the time going into Mania. Where do you go from there? It's confusing. I don't have my finger on the pulse of this one, but I think that's what makes it exciting. I'm going to go Bobby Lashley on this one, and I'm probably very wrong, but this is the BCP Bob Culture Podcast. We're going Bobby Lashley.
Except today, it's not the Bob Culture Podcast. It's the Kimmy Takeover Podcast. I don't remember. We started the show with this. I don't know why you keep getting confused.
He'll get it right by the end of the show.
I'm in my old age. Sorry.
I mean, I know it's been a long day with the drums. I get it. But come on, get your brain working. It's very important. That's right. Hydrate. If you hydrate a little bit more, maybe you'll remember that this is the KTP. So now we're going to talk about. So I don't really know why this match is happening here. I do, but I don't, because I feel like it'd be a little bit more interesting if we do it on the grandest stage of them all, and that is a mixed tag team match between Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. And I'm going to go first here, because why not? It's my show. So my problem is, obviously, if you all didn't know, at the Royal Rumble, there was supposed to be a Hell in a Cell match between Edge and Finn Balor. That was supposed to be the end of this Judgment Day feud. Unfortunately, that did not happen because of Edge's filming responsibilities. So that's why we're having this here. My problem is I don't really know if you push the Edge and Balor match to WrestleMania, but then I also don't know what Edge is doing at WrestleMania if you don't push it. So that's a little confusing, but I guess I have to go with Balor and Ripley because I don't think she's going to lose because she's also my pick to win at WrestleMania beat Charlotte. So I'm going with Balor and Ripley. Okay, person's show I hijacked. I'm throwing it back to you. This is all you, Rob. Don't mess it up.
I'll try not to botch this one. I don't think there's any way for Rhea Ripley to lose in this. There's no scenario where she should lose. I think she looks weak. First of all, she's not going to look weak even if she loses, that being said. The stuff with Dominic has been money. She saw some familiar faces in that restaurant. What a weird coincidence. But really, really cool to see just like the holiday stuff, and they're continuing with that on social media. It's really a lot of fun. I like outside the box thinking. I'm a fan of that. Keep doing that stuff. Rhea's on fire right now. There's no reason for her to lose here. Rhea and Finn take the dub here.
Rob, you're right. I did see some warriors in that video in that restaurant. I don't know what coincidence it was.
It must be like a wrestler. Yeah, it must have been like a wrestler special that night. I think they had some dinner specials that night for Valentine's Day for wrestlers. That's probably what it was.
I mean, Dominic did order my favorite food ever, chicken fingers.
There you go. Okay.
So that must have been it. Mike, I know you don't like going last, so I'm going to be really nice to you here. I'm going to let you go next. You're welcome.
Kimmy. You're very thank you. Actually, so right before I got on this, I was recording my own podcast with my buddy Luke, and we came up with a really fun theory, and I'm going to pitch it right here. So I had Edge and Beth winning anyway, and my only reason why is it's in Canada. I think our other big Canadian hero is going to take the loss. So this is a great opportunity to give the Canadian people something to root for. But I am seeing, I agree with both of you where like Rhea's got to continue to look strong. Like there's no way Rhea's going to take the loss on this. So Finn's going to be the one to take the loss. But if Edge pins Finn, what's our reason for going to WrestleMania with those two? Because it seems like that would be Edge has got the better of him. That feud is over. What if Beth Phoenix pins Finn Balor?
Oh.
Everybody's protected in this scenario. It gives Edge and Finn, the way I see it going, Edge and Finn are in the ring, right? You do one of those blind tag sort of spots. Finn throws Edge into the ropes. Beth tags Edge on the back. Beth is now the legal person. As Edge is coming off the ropes, Finn moves out of the way. Edge dives and takes out Rhea Ripley into the end. Rhea has had confrontations with men many times, so it's not like it would be breaking any sort of ground. Finn is distracted by this. Finn's looking on the outside as what's going on with Edge and Rhea. All of a sudden, in comes Beth Phoenix, picks little tiny baby Finn up, gives him a glam slam, bam, pins Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor would have no problem doing that sort of job. Beth Phoenix has been well established as far as facing men. She eliminated the Great Khali at WrestleMania at Royal Rumble, for God's sake. So it's not like it's anything she couldn't do. It gives you a reason to have Edge and Finn still going to face each other. It protects Rhea, and it gives the home crowd something to cheer about. So I think it's definitely fantasy booking. But either way, I've got Edge and Beth getting the win here and giving the hometown crowd something to cheer for. So if we're going to go that route, why not just go all the way with it? And let's shock everybody and let's have Beth Phoenix pin Finn Balor. Why not?
So I think that'd be really interesting if they did do that, because I think the other thing is too is like, I know you and I talked about this when we were writing our article that's going on the Pop Break tomorrow, that they don't really do these type of matches very often. And I think that'd actually be the first scenario where a woman pinned a man in like a mixed tag match, I think. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Probably definitely since the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be really different if they did that, and I could see that. But again, this is WWE and our expectations, so we have to go all the way down here. Sad face, I know. But maybe you're right. You're probably wrong. It's on gimmick. You're probably wrong. But you know what? I'm going to make you believe that you're right.
All right. Thanks, Kimmy. You're so nice.
I know. Okay, Wayne. Let's give us a shocker. What do you have?
So I don't have a shocker as a result. I have Finn and Ripley, right? And basically, because like you said, I mean, look at how strong Ripley was at the Rumble. That's momentum. You got the Dominic angle, the mommy, and Condom. I don't want to say it too close together, but you know, like you got all of that running, And, like, if you want a shocker, I think the way I word this is going to be a shocker. Beth and Edge are Hall of Famers. Like, they're here for one reason, the love of the sport and the love of what the future of the sport's going to be. So I say this with all due respect, but when it comes to the Judgment Day, Edge is basically enhancement talent in this match. Like, that's what they're there to do. Like, they're a huge name, Hall of Famers. Like, you want to get a faction that just absolutely looks remarkably dominant. Like, they did it to him in the I Quit match when they, snapped the chair with Beth and made him I Quit, so they hurt Beth anyway. Like, they did that. And I know you're saying they can't continue to win, but they can. Because for a while, Judgment Day was on a skid where they were this big and bad faction, but they couldn't pick up a W. Like, this is their chance. And even if it becomes Finn and Edge at Mania, WWE will find a way to make that work and make that compelling, right? Like, I just don't see, especially when you got, and we're not going to talk about it yet, but you got Priest in the chamber. Like, I think big things are happening for Judgment Day. I just feel like there's no way, even with her not taking the lost pin, you can't derail Ripley's momentum heading into WrestleMania. I just don't see it, honestly.
I just don't think that it would derail her momentum. And you still have 5 weeks to make her look really, really strong.
Oh my God, I'm going to California in 5 weeks.
Hey, look at that.
Wow. Damn, I should really get on planning that trip. So we have 2 chamber matches. We're going to go with the women's side first because it is the number 1 contenders. Number 1 for the Raw Women's Championship. And the winner will be facing Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. And we have Asuka. We have Liv Morgan. We have Nikki Cross. We have Raquel Rodriguez. We have Natalya. And we have Carmella. And maybe Chelsea Green, because Chelsea Green claims that she's going to hold Adam Priest, wow,
Pierce.
that is not it. There you go. Adam Pierce hostage if she doesn't get added to this match. And I'm very good friends with Chelsea Green. And listen, Adam, person to person, you better do what Chelsea wants because Chelsea always gets what she wants. Damn right. By the way, I love this character in Chelsea Green too. Like, this has been the funniest thing
Karen
ever.
Green.
Yes, I love it. How do you not love it every single week?
Yes, the Karen Green angle is amazing. Yes.
Chef's kiss. She is a genius. So, Mike, take us through the Elimination Chamber.
Sure. I think the only 2 people that you immediately eliminate is Nikki Cross and Natalya. Just because they really haven't done much with either of them. Natalya is always a good workhorse and she'll always put on a good match, but I think her days of main eventing are kind of over. And while I much prefer unhinged Nikki Cross, she still needs to rise up and get some major victories before we're considering her on a top tier level. Carmella is an interesting pick just because she's returning and you always sort of want to give the returning person a big momentum. Plus, it's really fun to hear Corey Graves simp for her. And we all know why he's doing it, but it's fun. The unspokenness of it is really fun. So you could definitely do something with that. But I just feel like she hasn't. When she left, it's not like she was on a main event level. So while she's coming back and while you do want to give her a lot of momentum and a big push, it does seem like it would be a little bit too much out of nowhere for that. Liv Morgan is someone that's been hanging around the main event picture for a long time now. And they've given her plenty of opportunities, and I'm sorry, but she's failed on those big stages. Her moment at Money in the Bank was great. I was in attendance for it. It was a huge pop. It was fantastic. But again, it was a moment. It wasn't a title run. Her title run was uneventful. Her unsuccessful title matches leading up to that were unsuccessful. She just doesn't, when the spotlight is shining the brightest, she seems to fall flat. And I just can't imagine that WWE is going to take a chance in having her fall flat again, this time at WrestleMania. So I'm eliminating her. To me, it comes down to Raquel Rodriguez and Asuka. I think we are on the precipice of a huge Raquel Rodriguez push. I think she's got all the makings of a major superstar. She, of course, has the look. She's fine enough on the microphone, and she's only getting better. Little kids love her, which is you cannot underestimate that because that's who buys merch. So Raquel Rodriguez merch will sell because little kids love her and they get what they want. But my only concern is I don't see whoever wins this winning at WrestleMania anyway. I think Bianca leaves WrestleMania as the champion. So for that reason, I don't want to see Raquel Rodriguez get this win only for it ultimately to mean nothing. Asuka is someone who's undergone a character change. She's got this new persona. We know that her and Bianca can put on bangers. We know that she can kick butt at WrestleMania. So there's no danger of it being any sort of a flop. People love her. She will be a credible threat to Bianca Belair, but ultimately it's going to be okay if Bianca beats her. I don't think she'll be derailed in the way Raquel Rodriguez would be derailed by losing at WrestleMania. So ultimately, I've got Asuka winning this match, losing to Bianca at WrestleMania, and then hopefully in my hometown of Detroit at SummerSlam, we get Bianca versus Raquel Rodriguez. That's what I want. So that's what I'm pushing for.
You're just biased because SummerSlam's coming to you.
Look, okay, last time we had SummerSlam was 1993. So I'm allowed to be a little bit excited about it. I know you guys get one of the 4 major pay-per-views 3 times a year, but we get something once a decade in Detroit, and so we're doing it, and we're doing it up big. I think the last thing was Royal Rumble 09 was the last of the big 4 that we got here. So let me be excited for this, okay?
I'm very happy for you. Unfortunately, I won't be going to Detroit, but I'm very happy that you get SummerSlam. Oh, yeah. You're going now? You're gonna drive, Rob?
I did it for Mania 23. It's on the radar.
Stay, Rob.
It's on the radar. You know, I got some journalism things to do. We'll see what happens.
Rob's got a place to stay.
My dude. I was gonna say I got to hang out with my guy Mike. Got some Detroit style pizza. You know the deal.
Yeah, I'm going to Louis.
I'm in. Done. It's happening now.
I'll be in Bermuda. Okay, Wayne. Why don't we take me through the Elimination Chamber?
Sure. So it's funny earlier, Mike said, about Edge, Beth and Edge, about the Canadian, hope and all that, because the big Canadian was going to lose, in the Sami Zayn match. But I think we're overlooking Natty in this chamber. I actually have her to win, and here's why. I have her to win because, like Mike said, whoever wins this is not going to dethrone Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Natty is an absolute workhorse. She's there when you need her. She puts on good quality matches. She's done it with any competitor she stepped in the ring. She's in Canada. Like, you have to give her her flowers for the dedication she's put into this business. Like, give her this win. Nobody will see it coming. The roof will go all over the place. The moment she qualified and won that match to get into this chamber, the chamber's hurt. I feel it in my heart. It's in Canada, like you said. I really don't think Beth and Edge are going to win. I don't think Sammy's going to win. Spoiler alert for about 20 minutes from now. But I do believe that Natty walks out of the chamber with the W. Nobody sees it coming. Now, maybe she's the last one the pot opens for, but at the end of the day, you have to have that, right? You can't keep kicking hometown people in the face to, spite the crowd. You've got to give them something. And I feel like they're not going to get anything else. I feel like this is out of nowhere. She wins. She does not beat Bianca. She does not have another title run. Not right now. I feel like she will before her career's over. But she's been such a workhorse, so Mrs. Reliable. She can go heel, she can go face, she can turn. She always has the crowd behind her. Give her her flowers in Elimination Chamber.
I will say 2 things. One, I love that she's embraced the Jim Neidhart thing with the glasses and the backwards Kangol hat and all that stuff. I do love that. Also, when this is over, Wayne, I want you to hit me up on DMs. I have an awesome deal on a bridge for sale for you. So I want you to have first crack at that.
Wow.
That's sure. I was looking at the oceanfront property in Arizona, but if that falls through, I will definitely I will definitely give you a call.
Touche.
Okay. So the only reason why I don't see Natalya is because you can make the argument that she technically already got her WrestleMania moment when her and Tamina won the tag titles. I know that's not OMG, but that's
I forgot that happened.
Well, that's because you're not a wrestling historian. I love when I host. So much fun.
Fight forever.
Okay, Rob, all you. Take me through your chamber vision.
Yeah, it's tricky. You guys bring up a lot of great points. I have a feeling I'm going to get yelled at, so I'll just brace for impact here. A lot of wrestling going on. A lot of Natalia's in the chat, to Wayne's point, and a lot of people are saying, hey, let's give this to Natalya. I think that's really cool to see. Natalia's awesome, very well deserving. But right now, out of the lineup that's announced for the Elimination Chamber, I got to say, it would be really cool to see Raquel for so many reasons. I remember seeing her in NXT as kind of like this monster heel with like the cowbell on the rope, and then I saw her evolve, and she's meeting the fans, big smile on her face, and I'm like, wow, like she's really like likable and lights up a room, and like she'd be a really good face. And sure enough, we're kind of seeing that too. And so it's so cool to see, and I think she's gonna get that jetpack to the moon for sure. Vargas threw me up there not too long ago, and I don't think this match is hers, though. I think what's going to happen is it's either Liv or Asuka, and I think Asuka is the obvious choice here. It would be cool to see Liv. It'd be really, really cool. But like we talked about, we kind of saw her moment. This is where I'm going to get yelled at. What is Ronda's current injury availability status right
She
here?
came back on SmackDown on Friday.
Right. Healthy?
So
Good to go?
I am 95% sure that her and Shayna will be involved with whatever women's tag team match they got going on.
You're probably right. And that's cool because I saw them working some house shows together, and it was really cool, and I think that's exactly what they should do with Ronda. That being said, part of me has a feeling, remember when Edge, I know you guys all remember when Edge jumped Kofi and he ran in the cell or whatever, that was, how many years ago? Do we see Ronda kind of pull one of these things? She don't give a damn about her bad reputation. And She doesn't. She don't. But
She don't.
I think Ronda versus Bianca, right? I don't want that to happen. I am not, for so many reasons, no disrespect, for so many reasons, I am not a proponent of that. I'm just thinking marquee.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's a bigger marquee match than Bianca versus any of these six.
No disrespect, but I'm just thinking marquee. I'm thinking the business, tickets, butts, and seats mentality. Ronda Rousey, and I don't have more to add.
Whose spot does she take though, Rob?
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross?
I think it would be more of a face, Natalya. Real heat, real big heat, real big heat spot.
That would be a comic heat.
It's pretty cold up there, yeah. In the chat saying we don't need Ronda. I agree. I am not. Maybe I shouldn't be manifesting this. I just feel that is something they would do. I do not want that for so many reasons. I am not a proponent of that. Kimmy, tell me why I'm wrong.
What the hell am I listening to? I feel like I changed like I was watching a really sophisticated podcast and we were doing so well.
I'm used to that.
And then I changed the channel to let's just fantasy book and do things that don't make sense.
That's fair.
So I'm very confused. I don't get it. Maybe it's been a long day for me, but like no, like no all around. No to everybody. Not just Rob, just no. Mike, because me and you have the same pick. But like, no. All right, gonna take you on a ride. So we're gonna cross off everyone on SmackDown, every single one of them. Screw them. So goodbye, Liv. Goodbye, Raquel. Goodbye, Natty. That leaves you with Asuka, Cross, and Carmella. By Cross, you're in a little thing with Candice LeRae and Mia Yim. You're stalking them out backstage. We see it in every single promo thing with Johnny and Candice. So you have other issues. So now we are with Asuka and Carmella. For everything Carmella has been through the past 4 months, she deserves it. She won't get it, but she deserves it for everything she's been through. But, like I said, she won't get it because screw WWE, right? Here's the thing. Bianca has beaten every single person on this roster. Every single one. But a real threat is the darker Asuka, who we haven't seen since she's been in New Japan. In the early mid 2010 type thing. Yeah, right. That's her biggest threat. Asuka will then beat Bianca. Bianca will then go away for a little bit, come back at SummerSlam, but then she'll be going over to the Blue brand because she's been on Raw too much. We need to switch it up. She needs some new people to face. Like I said, she's beating everybody. She needs new competition. So Asuka will be winning the Elimination Chamber because no one in the chamber is ready for Dark Asuka. And what are you raising your hand for? What?
I was trying to be polite. You said Bianca's beaten everybody.
Uh-huh.
Has she beaten Ronda?
Mm.
And I'm not I'm not trying to manifest
so
this.
That match didn't happen, but like I said, Ronda will not be in Canada. She won't be at the pay-per-view because she'll be involved with Shayna when they challenge for the tag titles.
I think that's a fair point, and I want that to happen. Just in the chat, a really good comment by Reese, supporting my theory. Again, I hope that I'm wrong. I super disclaimer. Ronda and Shayna did hurt Natty's arm a couple of weeks ago. Rob, you might be onto something. I mean, I do what I do, you know?
No. Listen, if anyone is going to take someone's spot in this chamber, it's again Chelsea Green.
I'm okay with that.
Exactly. Come on. We're all Team Chelsea Green here. But we're going to move on and talk about my man, the Elimination Chamber, because we're going to talk about the U.S. title. And we have Bronson Reed, Montez Ford, Seth frickin' Rollins. I love that guy. Johnny Gargano, Austin Theory, and Damian Priest. And I'm going to go first, because sadly Seth Rollins won't be winning. I know we're all really upset. We're disappointed. Logan Paul is just, we have big. I know I'm crying too. I don't even want to see this match in LA, and I'm going to be there. So boo-hoo-hoo for me, because I'm going to have to see Logan Paul. And does Logan Paul, get involved in screw Rollins? Maybe he does, and maybe he doesn't. Don't know, but, Rollins is better than him. Did we all see Rollins' big red boots on Monday and how much clout he got from the big red boots? That's how you get over people. Wrestling fashion winner.
If you're not wearing big red boots by WrestleMania, I'm going to be so disappointed in you.
I don't have the money for that. I just had to pay for the Jericho cruise. You know how much those boots are? You know how much that cruise is?
Steal them off of Toad or Mario or whoever.
Wow.
That's fine.
Okay, so if you could get me in contact with them,
I've got Yoshi's number. I'll hit you.
Nice.
DM me. Me and you will go Super Mario World. So, like I said, sadly, Seth Rollins will be winning. Boo-hoo. My heart's breaking. Damian Priest is interesting because I think there's going to be a point where everyone in the Judgment Day does hold gold. I think that's the vision for post-WrestleMania. Unfortunately, I don't see it happening here. So, goodbye, Damian Priest. Bronson Reed's only in here for, the spot when he's going to climb to the top of the pod and then, slam, right? Yeah, that's the only reason he's in there. Boo-hoo-hoo. So now we're stuck with three. We're stuck with Ford, Gargano, and Theory. Ford is going to go to the final two, no matter how this plays out. And Ford is going to start the chamber, and he's going to end the chamber. And this is going to be the start of Ford and his singles run, because that's what everybody wants. We're hinting at that dissension. I know Mike mentioned this at the Royal Rumble. What are you? Okay, Rob, whatever.
He's got his cup in the air.
That's a water bottle. If you need to know the difference between a cup and a bottle, then you need to go back to school. Anyway. Okay, bye. Is everyone leaving? That's kind of rude. That's a bottle. So, like I said, Ford is really going to... there you go. Go on gimmick. So, Ford is going to show out. He's the dark horse in this match. He's going to have just this amazing showing. So, here's the thing about Theory. Are we getting Cena versus Theory at WrestleMania? Is that match going to be for the title? Is Cena going to beat Theory for the U.S. title? So if this is going to go in the way that it's John Cena versus Theory, and this match is not going to be for the title, Gargano is going to win. However, that's not going to happen. And Theory's going to take it and retain his U.S. title. Thank you for coming on this wonderful ride of the Men's Elimination Chamber. I hope you all had a splendid good time. And Wayne could go next.
Yeah, so, all right, I have my seatbelt on because that was a ride. But honestly, I think, there's nothing I can really, there's nothing I can really debate there. I mean, everybody knows it's going to be Rollins and Paul, that. I even expect, I even expect, maybe even his music to hit during the chamber to be the distraction that eliminates Rollins from the chamber. Because you're hosting, like, you can't do that. Anyway, so we know that's going to happen. Here's the thing. The thing that really hurts me with Bronson Reed is when he was outside of WWE and he was Jonah and Impact and New Japan, holy hell, man. Like, he was a monster. Like, so I'm so glad he's in the chamber, but I agree. He's in there for a number of reasons. He's going to go through a couple of the pods. He may even go through the top of a pod, something like crazy, like he just breaks under his weight, and he's going to hit the splash from up high. Like, that's just the Jonah spot. Like, he could even be the first one eliminated. Like, who knows? Theory retains. I think everybody is on the same page. Theory's going to retain. It's going to be Cena and Theory at Mania for the belt. I think Cena puts Theory over to kind of pass that torch. That's where I'm at.
I'm going to be mean. Rob could go next. Mike's going last. Haha.
That's all right. Michael one-up me for sure, and he always does, rightfully so. I think this is really, really tough. Kimmy, I thought you broke it down perfectly. I am so excited about the matchups in this. If we get those Gargano-Rollins stare downs, Gargano's wanted this match for a while. It's not a one-on-one, but this is really cool. I like the possibilities. Montez, I remember seeing him NXT Asbury Park before he was on television. Just his entrance, I'm like, this guy, like something about him. And then in the ring, he was doing some moves that he doesn't do as much anymore, but he's still evolved his offense. And I got to meet him that day. Really nice guy, and just like, you knew he had it. Everyone, I think The Rock has shouted him out in the past. Like, he has it. It would be really cool to see him walk out with the United States Championship, and very deservingly so. It would be really cool. I don't want to talk about dissension. I don't want to talk about someone turning the back. It's too, at this point in wrestling, it's too common of a tale. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's also, fair point. It'd be cool to see Montez. Rollins, I could see winning it at any point. Those Shields guys can win it at any point, but I think it's written in stone that he takes on Logan Paul. Doesn't mean he can't be for the championship. I could totally see that. I could also see Logan Paul winning it at WrestleMania, the championship. I'm not. I should just stop saying things because I feel like I'm manifesting things I don't want. Bronson Reed, sorry, bro. I don't think this is your night. Austin Theory, I think there's a high chance of him retaining, but I do feel that his Mania matches versus Cena for so many reasons, and that would be cool. There's been a lot of hints about, big returns for Mania and Cena and all that. Of course, they're all rumors until it's real. I don't want to pick with my rebel heart here, man, but we know how much Johnny means to Nunes. We know Johnny's one of our favorites. The fact that he was so kind and made time for our show, and I'll never not shout out that interview, was awesome. He's good. His promo when he came back is that he wanted these titles and something he wanted to experience, and Theory came out and said, hey, I've done all this. They've kind of been hot potatoing that title around. For me personally, is like I was saying about Cody, I like seeing more of like the struggle and the climb, and maybe it is too soon for Johnny to win it, but it is, you got 6 people in there, so there's a lot of oddball factors going on here. Is this a match where we get the mainstream Raw and SmackDown audience to connect with Johnny? Canada has been very good to Johnny. I am so picking with my heart, you can tell. Is this like almost like, you saw when Kofi went through that gauntlet match? Is this Johnny's kind of time to shine? I feel like Johnny will be the workhorse, like he wasn't kind of in the Rumble too. I mean, Gunther was the total workhorse, but is now the time for Johnny? I almost feel like it's too soon, but I'm gonna use the power of positivity here. I'm just booking WrestleMania going forward. Who would Johnny face if he did win the United States Championship? I'm gonna pick with my rebel heart, and I shouldn't, but I'm gonna look, and I see Johnny Gargano walking out, your new United States champion, walking out of Canada.
If you're booking WrestleMania, I'm not watching WrestleMania.
You wouldn't watch if Gargano was the United States champion?
I would watch, but I also wouldn't watch because you also said Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, and then for the U.S. title, and then Logan Paul takes the U.S. title from Seth Rollins, and that's a nightmare I never want to experience in real life.
But could you see them doing it?
No, I can't.
Really?
Yes.
I could see them doing that.
Well, that is your figment of imagination. It is not my figment of imagination.
As long as the word imagination's involved and it's not real, I think everyone's happy.
And the wonderful thing is, this is my show. This is not your show. I am right. You are wrong. Speaking of right and wrong, Mike, you're probably wrong. But why don't you take us on a ride through your elimination chamber?
Sure. Pretty much echoing what everybody else said. I think Bronson Reed's in there for that pod spot. That's really what it is. I don't see him going out first. Sadly, Rob, I'm sorry. I think he's going to eliminate Gargano with that spot. Just of the people on this list, it seems to make the most sense. I don't think Logan Paul is showing up. I don't think he needs to necessarily show up. We're leading into a WrestleMania match between the two that absolutely does not need the title to be relevant. Whereas if we're getting Austin Theory versus John Cena, I think the title is absolutely relevant. I see it being I'm going to issue an open challenge, blah, blah, blah. And here comes Cena. We don't need to promo Cena ahead of time. It's already sold out. So just have him be a surprise. It's all good. Damian Priest, he's been U.S. champ before. I do think there's going to be a lot of gold on Judgment Day eventually, but this just doesn't. I feel like he's the weakest link in Judgment Day right now, and that's saying something given that Dominic Mysterio's in it. But Prison Dom, I put over Damian Priest right now. Montez Ford, definitely. I don't know if anybody watched the NHL All-Star Weekend, but they were at the speed event, the speed skating event, and he fucking cut a promo on Angelo Dawkins sitting right next to him. And it was right out of Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty. He's like, because every good team needs a leader and a follower and someone to do what the leader says. And I'm the leader of this team and we're successful because Dawkins follows my lead. It was pure heel stuff. Yeah. And if
they were the judges, they were the judges in the breakaway competition when they all did their little trick shots. And that promo, the moment he said it, I was like, holy shit, dude, he's right next to you. And Angelo just ate it. Angelo just sat there.
Yeah, didn't even make a face. Didn't even make a face. If that was on WWE programming, I'd be like, okay, this is happening now. This is happening very soon. Given that it wasn't, and they never even really brought it up, I don't think the breakup's happening yet. I like the idea of Ford starting and being the last one there. I think Theory absolutely needs to be the last one to come in because he needs to win, and he needs to win in the cheapest way possible. So having Ford be the last one at the end who's gone through the whole thing and taken everybody's finisher and doing all that. But I think this is an opportunity to get Theory over. But more than that, it's the only thing that makes sense. Like, I'm looking at this and Johnny Gargano is the type of person who's made for the US title. Like, it makes so much sense to see him as that champion. And I certainly wouldn't be disappointed by it, but it just feels like we have not even come close to telling the Austin Theory as US champ story yet. And they've done the hot potato thing. He ultimately got the best of Rollins. Rollins is going to go off and do his own thing. Theory's going to go and do his own thing, but the rest of the guys I just don't even really see as having much of a chance. Maybe it's just a theory, but I think Austin is going to be a pretty clean, cheap winner here. He's going to eliminate one person. It's going to be the last person. He's going to do it in a pretty cheap way. And that's going to be that. If it does end up with him and Rollins as the final two and Theory ends up winning, then I think Logan Paul will be involved. But short of that scenario, I don't see Logan Paul being there personally.
Mike, I know that Rob likes puns. I don't like puns.
What pun did I say?
It might not be a theory or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I can see how that would have a double entendre.
Oh, I wonder.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yes, Wayne, you were raising your hand.
Hey, sorry, I was doing the Rob thing.
It's okay.
So let me ask you this, because that's a lot of firepower in that match, and Bronson Reed, like in terms of just like immediate star power in WWE. I don't want to, once again, he uses all the time copy and paste. But what if the Miz pulls something to get a chamber spot, maybe taking Bronson Reed's spot? Is that something that's even in the realm of possibility? I don't think it's going to happen twice in the same night with Ronda and Miz,
right.
But if it doesn't happen in the women's, does Miz, because he's kind of got that beef a little bit, and I know he's got the Boogs thing.
I think if he takes someone's spot, he takes Johnny's spot because they have the history, but I don't think so. I don't think so, but if he does take someone's spot, I think it's got to be Johnny's.
Okay. I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't see that either, because I know that Miz had said for years, like especially when they had announced that WrestleMania was taking place in LA, that he wants main event. And unfortunately, he's not going to do that. But there's no way in hell that he's not having a marquee match. And to be honest, Bronson Reed versus The Miz is not a marquee match at WrestleMania. So I see him getting I don't know what or who, but I just don't see that happening, because I do see them very much. Because Miz has promoted this. Every single promotion for WrestleMania 39, The Miz has been involved in some way, some form. So I see them doing a much bigger match because of how much they push this on him.
Miz and Gargano would be great.
Yeah, like something like that. Or even, I'm assuming there's going to be way more celebrities involved than just Logan Paul. So maybe they give him another celebrity. Maybe, I don't know who would be.
He has a good track record with celebrities, so.
Yeah,
Bad Bunny, yeah, he could do the Bad Bunny angle.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I'm pretty sure he'll be there, because I think he's done with tour.
Cool.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a face wins that chamber match. I'm going to say a good guy wins that match, because I'm just looking at the card overall. I think this is going to be like either a Ford or a Johnny or something like unexpected.
So that
Wouldn't hate it.
So there's only 2 faces in this match. So that's a very low ball prediction.
There's 3 faces.
Am I dumb? I mean, that's besides the point.
Rollins, Gargano, Ford.
Oh, right. Rollins is the big heel on it.
Rollins is pure face right now.
Yeah.
Listen, okay, it's been a long day. There was an ESPN production. It went to shits. The graphic system needs to go die in a hole. But we're not talking about that, because it's main event time.
Yeah.
And we are talking about the most cinematic thing that wrestling has brought to you. And what are you laughing
You're
at?
good. Just keep the train moving.
Rude as hell. You're going to interrupt me? I'm the host. Do I ever interrupt you, Rob?
No comment.
That's what I thought. Anyway, so we are moving on to the most cinematic thing that wrestling has brought to us in the past 10 years. Because no matter what happens in this match, you know that this is going to win like storyline of the year, segment of the year, whatever. And I saw this on Instagram. I don't know if it's on Twitter, but go and watch the WWE like package video that Ariel Helwani narrated, because that was beautiful.
Wow.
It literally goes through how Montreal, it's all it's known for is the screw job, but look how many people came from Montreal, and we thought our luck ran out, but now we have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and is one of our own going to be the one to win the title. It was like 5 minutes. It is the best thing I've ever seen WWE produce in 5 years, like probably since the Daniel Bryan Monster WrestleMania 30 package. But this is great, so go watch it. Anyway, I don't want to go first. I want someone else to go. Rob, this is okay. Mike, go. Go, Mike, go.
I'll take it. Roman's winning, of course. That's ultimately what needs to happen. Roman's leading with the titles. There's a small chance Sammy wins by DQ or something if they want to get to a triple threat match at WrestleMania. But I think Roman's winning, and I've gone back and forth. I've been pushing one theory for a long time, and I still am for it. And I backed off of it for our article, but I'm actually going back to it. Where has Kevin Owens been? Why is Kevin Owens not in Sami Zayn's corner? This is supposedly his best friend. Sami Zayn finally saw the light and left the bloodline, which Kevin Owens has been begging him to do for all this time and has been screwed over. And now Sami's finally seen the light and Kevin isn't around. I don't know. Like my great aunt Edna used to say, this smells funny and I'm not eating it. I'm not eating this at all. Everyone is waiting for Jey Uso to come out and betray Sami, and that could very easily happen. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I would much more prefer both the Usos to stay home because we've got 5 weeks of storytelling that we need to do, and I sort of like Jay still being in limbo with where are his allegiances. It doesn't need to end at Elimination Chamber. I've got the Usos sitting home. I've got Solo and Paul Heyman in Roman Reigns' corner. I got Sami having no help through all of this. He comes very close many, many times, but ultimately he fails and Roman Reigns wins. And Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa just beat down on Sami, just beat him down. And then here comes Kevin Owens with the steel chair, because this whole Roman Reigns and steel chair, it's like his it's his kryptonite to his Superman punch. Kevin Owens comes down, and here's the thing. Here's the important thing. Kevin Owens blasts both Solo and Roman Reigns with the chair, because this is not about Kevin Owens' allegiance or non-allegiance to the bloodline. He hates them, and that's fine. But he's going to hit them. Sammy's going to look at him like, oh my God, thank you, brother. And Kevin Owens is going to pick him up, and they're going to hug. He's going to be like, I got you, man. I got you. He's like, yeah. Sami Zayn's going to start getting a little cocky. Sami Zayn's going to walk toward the ropes as Solo and Paul and Roman are backing off. And Sami Zayn's going to be like with that one foot on the bottom rope and be like, yeah, that's what I got. And then, bam, Kevin Owens nails Sami Zayn. Because if you want to talk about atomic heat in Montreal, your two hometown boys, one betraying the other, oh, that is nuclear heat. And to me, I'm sorry, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania is a way more intriguing match to me than Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. I don't think it needs to happen. I also think that the Usos are walking out of WrestleMania with a whole lot of gold still. So I don't see them beating Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania either. So if we're not going to do that, I love the idea of Kevin Owens betraying Sami Zayn. After the match is over, I don't want him to cause Sami Zayn to lose. Sami Zayn needs to lose clean. But after that happens, Kevin Owens is coming out, and he's either helping Sami, and we get the tag match that everyone sees coming, or we get the swerve of Kevin Owens betraying Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn never listened to him until it was too late. And Kevin Owens puts the beatdown of it's going to make the beatdown that he puts on Sami Zayn is going to make the Royal Rumble thing look like child's play. Like, it's going to be brutal, and it's going to be awesome to watch. And the crowd there's going to be litter in the ring, 1996 NWO Hogan turnstile. It's going to be littered. They're going to be livid, and you're going to get Kevin Owens, as good as he is as a babyface, is 10 times better as a heel. And the heel turn in Montreal is just too poetic for me to not ride it. So I'm riding it. I'm going with it.
I have so many questions.
Sure. I'll answer.
So the first thing, I want to talk about the Usos, right?
Yeah.
Only one of them is actually allowed in the country.
Right.
So one of them can't physically be there.
Sure. And neither of them are going to.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that only one of them
I know.
is allowed in.
I know. I trust me, I'm very well aware of the DUI rules in Canada.
Oh, okay. Weird. So my other thing
potentially more questions from Kimmy now.
I have additional questions after that, but I think that's for the BCP or KTP After Hours episode. Another question I have for you is so Kevin Owens has been selling the injuries the bloodline has like bestowed upon him. That's where he's been. I don't know why you're questioning this, because I know that you talk about like WWE and selling. They usually don't do a good job of it, and now they are.
Kimmy clearly no selling you on this one, Mike.
Well, that's fine. And this thing is like, I'm not saying he has to be wrestling on SmackDown, but he can be in Sammy's corner. Why is he not in the ring with him for promos? Why do we not get a package of Kevin Owens at home nursing his injuries, giving his support to Sami Zayn? He's been silent on TV.
Because he is busy taking care of his animals. Because he's what's it called? Those people in charge of zoos, he has a degree for it. They talk about it all the time.
Cool.
But again, it's not there's something the fact that he has been totally silent on TV to me is speaking volumes about what they plan on doing with him at Elimination Chamber.
My other thing for you also is
Yes.
I don't understand how you see any of the bloodline walking out with gold after WrestleMania. Like they all.
That's fine. We'll talk about it. Let's make. I know this is the Kimmy takeover, but I want to say something. So I know is Kimmy right now? Is Kimmy slated to be on the WrestleMania prediction panel?
We'll see.
It depends on when it is, because I'm going to be in California.
Here's what I'm saying.
We'll see what happens.
If there's a spot for Kimmy at the WrestleMania prediction panel, I want it if Kevin Owens comes out and beats down Sami Zayn.
Whoa!
I'm throwing that out there.
That is a wager. We'll talk about that off air. Very interesting. Things just got very interesting.
Hold on. Let me take a time. Okay. Have you ever hosted the BCP? Have you ever been important enough or relevant enough to host the BCP?
No, my ego's not big enough to have to host it.
Okay, right. I've been important enough. I've been gifted merch to promote on this show because I am a pillar and I am one of the faces. And you're going to sit there and have poor Rob's ratings in the most important week in our industry drop because you're not going to have me on the WrestleMania prediction show. That is what you're willing to do to your very good friend Rob.
You sound so scared right now. You sound terrified.
Don't turn this on me. Leave me out of this.
Sound
we will book the WrestleMania show and gets everyone's schedule going. I believe Ella J will be joining us for the WrestleMania show.
Great. I'm going to have my tag team partner, Ella J.
Me and Ella have a great rapport. It'll be great. And to quote the other great one, to quote the great Arn Anderson, I don't want a spot. I want your spot.
Ooh. Wow. All right. Let's get back to this. Very interesting, though. I'm here for it.
Listen, we're going to get back on track.
Yes.
Don't worry, Mr. Rob, okay? Funny. You think you're taking my spot. That's the funniest joke I've heard all day. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about what's really going to happen in this match because, again, we're living in imagination world. Don't know. Or is everyone drinking, the same, coffee, whatever
Kool-Aid,
today?
yeah.
Kool-Aid? I don't know. Again, Rob, why are we dancing? My God. So... this is what's going to happen. Obviously, Roman Reigns is going to win. Woohoo, amazing. Sami Zayn's going to have the pop of the year in his hometown. Hooray, Montreal. Jey Uso. Oh, poor Jey Uso. Jey Uso's been through so much. Don't you feel bad? I mean, during the pandemic, he was by himself. He was, Roman Reigns' lackey, and then they had that amazing Hell in a Cell match and main event Jey. We had this whole thing, right? Cool. And now Jey is going to be the one. He really wants to pick Sammy's side. He really wants to be there for Sammy. Except his biological family is way more important than someone from Montreal. And Jey is going to beat down Sammy. Join Solo. Join Roman. Join Paul. We're going to get the tag team match. Kevin Owens is going to become a Grand Slam champion alongside his best friend. And then we're gonna fast forward a little bit. We'll go to Detroit. We'll go to Detroit. We'll go to SummerSlam, right? I'll be in Bermuda, but let's go to SummerSlam.
Things disappear in Bermuda all the time.
Are you saying I'm gonna disappear in Bermuda?
I'm just saying things disappear in Bermuda.
That's a little rude. Okay, anyway, so here we are in SummerSlam. We're in Detroit. And I don't know what tag team. We're just gonna put a question mark for a question mark tag team. Is going to defeat Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. And then there's your turn. But this time, Sammy's going to turn on Kevin. Because we've seen this already when Kevin's turned on Sammy so many times. What happens if the tables are turned? Is Kevin going to expect it? We've seen Sammy as a heel. He's done great work. Did you ever think of that one?
Yeah, I did. Sammy's way too over as a babyface, though.
Okay, but this is down the line. We're in August. It's February. Things change. A new flavor of ice cream. Just like the new flavor of ice cream I'm going to book when you're not on the WrestleMania prediction show. So Roman Reigns will be winning, and we're going to get the wonderful tag match. So, Wayne, why don't you tell us about your wonderful prediction of this match? I'm intrigued.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, obviously, Roman Reigns is winning. You would expect me to say, "Oh, Zayn's going to walk out with the belt and be like, holy shit!" But no, I mean, it's not that moment. I know, I don't know if your headset has a lot of flex there, Kimmy, because I'm about to make your head really big. But I pretty much have exactly what Kimmy said.
Wow.
I have not only Roman winning, I have the beatdown, I have Jey, but I have that moment where Jey could go either way, but then ultimately sides with the bloodline, the KO save. I'm not going to lie, Mike, holy shit, dude, you came out of left field with that turn, and I'm glad that Kimmy went second because my communication would have sucked with my jaw on the floor, right? So I had some time to kind of get that taken care of. But in all honesty, I felt, even in the middle of all this bloodline, we were ultimately leading up to KO and Zayn dethroning the Usos tag title runs. I felt that in my heart. No matter how deep Zayn got into the bloodline, I was like, this is not right. There's going to be something. And I feel like now is better than ever. Because WWE is in a crossroads right now, and no pun intended when you hear the next thing I'm going to say, but you got Cody Rhodes, who, is obviously has a comeback story, and I hope I don't step on Rob's feet, but the other thing flying around is the triple threat match opportunity, right? Like maybe KO stays out of it, maybe Zayn is screwed, it turns into a triple threat at WrestleMania. I don't think that benefits anybody. I think you had this amazing story, and I mean Pulitzer Prize winning, like just, tears streaming at Rumble. You know what I mean? Like you had this story and finish the story, right? That was the big quote with Cody and Zayn, finish your story. I think that you have this happen at Elimination Chamber that finishes the story with Zayn and Reigns. Reigns moves on, and then you got 5 weeks to build even more personalization between Rhodes and Reigns. You don't make it a triple threat. Give Cody his moment. Christ, at that point, Reigns will have the belt for 950 days or something? Like, it's insane, right? Get the belt off of Reigns, give it to Cody, let Sami and KO take the tag titles. Bloodline had a run. You put us on your backs through the pandemic. You got us through the darkest days of professional wrestling. You've allowed us to enjoy the time when we thought no joy was possible. Well done to all of you. Drop all the belts. Take a long-ass vacation. You've all deserved it. Like, that's where I'm.
I see that. That was very good. I'm glad you agree with me. So when we boot Mike out of here for WrestleMania, you're on Team Kimmy. Way to go. I want Wayne back. Wayne's allowed back on the KTP.
I know I appreciate that, but I will definitely be in the chat room rooting you on, Kimmy, because there's no way in hell I'm going to be on this panel. But no, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Also, to everyone in the chat that's asking for my spot, that's so rude. What the hell is wrong with all of you? Rude as hell.
That's so weird. Like people just interjecting themselves into my show and pulling rank.
Bizarre.
It's unprofessional. Who would do
such
such a just really outrageous behavior? Unacceptable.
Unbelievable. Exactly.
Anyway, Rob, take us home.
Yeah, let's do
excuse me. This is my show. Goodbye. So, Rob, you have the main event spot. You have to take us home. You have a lot of pressure. This is all you. Give me your wildest prediction. Give me everything you have going into this match.
I love the buildup. I'm not that exciting. I really gotta say, like, I don't want it to be over. It's been so good, this story. I feel like we're nearing the end. WrestleMania would make sense for there to be an ending to this, not necessarily the bloodline, but Sami's involvement and all that. Cody is the chosen one. I did want to see Cody struggle a little bit more than he had, obviously. And that's, he struggled with an injury. That is huge. But I meant in terms of like losing matches and things like that, almost, winning the Rumble, almost winning the Money in the Bank, that sort of thing. And I feel like, he's just gone, came back, won the Rumble. It's the jetpack. And it makes sense. It's a great story. Family versus family. It's written in the stars, man. Like, but you can't take anything away from Sami. I think this is going to be a match where we've not only just the wrestling, like we've seen how good they are at the storytelling, whether it's the SNL breaking character moments, whether when Jay stopped Solo from hitting, block that thumb, Samoan Spike from Solo, like all those little moments. I'm just like, I say it every podcast, like keep it going, keep us intrigued. And I don't want to be like, KO's going to turn on Sami or this person's going to turn on something. Like we know where the dissension is. Hell, I'm watching Heyman this whole time, man. He's a slippery slope. I'm watching Heyman. That being said, I almost like don't want like, oh, what's the turn going to be or who's going to betray who? But I think that's the fun of it. I think that's why they're dragging it out so long. I think this is a match where it's not just going to be the wrestling. It's just going to be the dialogue. It's going to be the emotion in the match. Sami, if he doesn't get that WrestleMania main event, if it is a triple threat, which it doesn't look like it's going to be, this is a hell of a consolation prize in Montreal. There's going to be a lot of emotion here, and there's also going to be a lot of great dialogue and facials, maybe even tears at some point. But I think this is going to be like, oh, yeah, Sami Zayn can go. You know, you're going to hit your spots and we're going to be like, oh, shoot, he could do this. Like, and like to Cody's point, like, yeah, you're not the biggest guy and Roman's seemingly unstoppable, but you know what, man? If anyone put some weaknesses into that armor, man, it was you. If anyone knows how to play chess with this, it's you, bro. So I think it's going to be really interesting, and you play up all those factors. You get that emotion, and that being said, Roman comes out on top, and I think that aftermath of the match is going to be very, very emotional and interesting, and maybe that is where KO links up with Sammy. I don't think he needs to turn on him, but that's where we kind of plant the seeds, or maybe it's just like an emotional ending. I feel like stuff is going to play out after that match, but I think this is going to be a match where, like, Sammy can go. Like, not that we forgot that, but we've just seen him on the mic. Like, I think this is going to be really good, emotional. I'm not going to say match of the year, but, man, I think the match itself is going to tell a story, and I'm sad that it almost feels like it's ending.
It is definitely going to be interesting to see what happens in Montreal. And that has been our Elimination Chamber predictions. And we have to do our shameless promos. Wayne, tell us where we can find you and all the stuff you do on TikTok and all that wonderful stuff.
Absolutely. So you can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at the same thing, Key Nation. It's basically like my last name and then like Nation. So I do a lot of dad jokes and puppet stuff. I've been drinking some weird things. A little sneak peek, I actually found Dr. Pepper Peeps. So we're going to do Dr. Pepper Peeps on Monday. And yeah, so if you guys give me a follow, that's awesome. Also tomorrow, the S23, Samsung S23 phone hits, and I'll be in Delran with great deals and promotions and giveaways. So the Delran R Wireless on 130.
Yes. Love it. Mike, tell us all about your podcast and how I'm going to beat you yet again in the Pop Break article with Team Mike and Team Kimmy.
Yeah. So Pop Break, Team Mike versus Team Kimmy. Kimmy's really desperately trying to get that first win of the year, and she might this time. Otherwise, you can find me on all the typical podcast spots. Sweet Chin Musings on Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings. Drop the I in Musings, I believe. No, drop the I in Chin for Musings, because there's a character limit, so we can't get there. But other than that, I'm planning on coming back for Survivor recaps for Pop Break as well. And other than that, just doing my thing here, man. As always, it's a great honor, Rob, for you to have me here. And you're so generous of letting Kimmy do her thing. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Till next time.
Oh my God, yes. Until next time. So I'll let Rob go last because this is obviously his show, so I don't want to be an asshole. So hi, I'm making my commentary debut next week. Isn't that scary? People trust me. Don't know why. So if you're in the New Jersey area, come out to Goddesses of War, the D365 Cup. I will be there. We have a fan fest. We have food trucks. We have 16 women trying to get that D365 challenge. We have AEW superstar Nyla Rose. And did I mention that I'm on commentary? Like, that's kind of a big deal because I've been wanting to do that since I was 8 years old. Now I'm accomplishing my childhood dream. And it's only February of 2023. Isn't that crazy? Mind blowing. The big event. Poof, the big event. There is a lot of things going on in the big event. We have Hook. We have The Acclaimed. We have Cody Rhodes. We have Edge. We have Tony Storm. We have Juice Robinson, Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, Gail Kim, Nia Jax, and a bunch of other talent. So if you are in the Queens area, in New York or New Jersey, please head out to the big event. Go to thebigeventny.com to find out all the information. Warriors of Wrestling is also running March 11th. We crowned a new women's champ. And there's then like Darius and Roger. There's a lot of things going on over there in the Warriors world. I've been talking to Joe Bellini every single day. He's a special guest referee. Because that's just what we do at Warriors. The Pop Break, Team Mike and Team Kimmy, and there's a lot of other fun, cool things because Bill's my professor this semester, so we're really working hard to get an A in that class. Am I right, everybody? And Elite POV tomorrow and every Friday. Catch us on Twitch or YouTube. I do too many things. I should write this down. Twitch or YouTube, Elite POV. Kyle and I are still recapping the show You on Netflix. We're doing episode by episode. Honor POV because Ring of Honor's coming on March 2nd. So Honor POV, I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a slew of special guests. And I think that is it. I'm probably forgetting 10 things, but you know what? I'm really tired. Okay, Rob, tell us about your. Oh, Rob, thanks for letting me do this because you know what?
I'm amazing. I had a long day, so I gave you the bridge, as they say in Star Trek. So great job, Kimmy, hosting. Got Mike and Wayne, excellent job as always. I love having you guys. I'm very proud to have you all part of the team, man. Very proud. That being said, shameless promo, guys. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch right now, head over to the Bob Culture Podcast YouTube channel. Subscribe. We are giving away to one lucky winner, Continental U.S. shipping only, a Cody Rhodes commemorative weight belt. It is not an actual weight belt. It is a child's toy kind of thing, replica thing. It's very cool though. So go over there, subscribe, share the tweet and Facebook on Rob Williams' Facebook profile. And guys, just thank you so much for tuning in. And I think it's past my bedtime. So guys, like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace.